Well, hey everybody, how you doing? This is Andy George here with Slug the Savage, as you know, and so I'm here with Barry Bragg. How you doing, Barry?
Doing great.
How
are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Barry, thanks so much for taking time out of your day and letting us come here and talk to you a little bit.
Absolutely. Glad to do it.
So here's the thing. So we've been on a health journey, myself included, and you obviously are on a health journey as well.
I don't know.
So let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, what exactly do you do? So I know you help people and you train and you do a lot of other things, but what exactly, how would you describe what you do on a regular basis?
Yeah, sure. So I would basically describe what I do as I'm a health coach.
Okay.
So some of what I do is helping more or less with a mindset.
Okay.
So thinking healthy in order that we feel healthy, and then hopefully out of that we have healthier actions.
Excellent.
So that would be exercise, better eating, just better balanced lifestyle all the way across the board.
So why do you do what you do? What is it?
Well,
what is it that drives you? I think as we go through this journey, a lot of people, having the why is so important, right?
Sure.
So what's your why?
So I guess my personal journey is kind of what really drove me to help others. I was actually a very sick and a kid, and actually kind of a little bit overweight, and I just never really felt that great growing up. And I didn't really attribute it to anything. I just thought it was just bad genetics, you know, whatever I was given. So, but then I kind of realized that, eating a whole bag of powdered donuts and honey buns and actually Reese cups after school every day. That kind of
the Reese cup one got me.
It wasn't exactly pumping me up and giving me great health and vitality. So once I kind of had that flip, that switch started to change some of what I put in my body, and actually started to feel a whole lot better. I actually started to get more into sports. So then the exercise part came in a little bit more. And it just blessed me so much that I was able to kind of walk out of some of those health issues that I had previously. That I just wanted others to experience the same. So that's really what drives me.
That's awesome. So how much of the mental game is fitness? So you mentioned that earlier. It's a little side question. It wasn't one of the main questions, but but how much, because I hear this from a lot of people. How much does that play? Is it, I mean, it's tough to give a percentage, but I would imagine that's a big deal, right? The mental part of it.
Absolutely. I mean, it has to start there before it really manifests, I think, into our actions and behaviors. So, so I would say, I mean, it's just about, it is hard to give a percentage, but you certainly have to start thinking that way and thinking a little differently about the choices that you have, and that each choice actually does matter, and that you have an option. Every single day throughout every day we have choices in front of us, whether we want to hit the snooze bar again and get that extra 10 minutes, or do we want to use that 10 minutes to we can move around a little bit more, maybe prepare something healthy for that day. How are we going to use that 10 minutes? So we sometimes we can make excuses that we don't have time, but sometimes it doesn't take a huge amount or huge chunk that I think people believe that it might. It really just takes those little snippets of conscious thought of health throughout the day to really make a difference.
So you said one word there that is an important word. You said the word excuses. So you've been doing this for how long? How long have you been training officially?
That's about 17 years now.
That's 17 years of training.
I'm pretty old now.
How many people have excuses, right? Just excuses for not doing it. What are some of the excuses, the common excuses that you hear from people? Maybe some people that are watching right now that are sitting there watching, contemplating, or thinking, I should get in shape. But what are some of the main excuses that hold people back typically?
I find that work tends to get in the way.
Not enough time.
Exactly. It kind of works to that end where they just feel like, they do not have enough time, and that work tends to be the more common excuse that I have this to get done, that to get done. But really, I mean, we have to put some kind of healthy boundaries on that too with work, and get what we can done, be a little more productive. But if we put a little more emphasis on just taking care of our body, I actually find that we're actually more productive, and we actually can get that work probably done a little bit better, a little more efficiently.
You feel better, you're going to work better. So how much does nutrition play in this? So let's say I come to the gym and I'm working out all the time, but I'm not eating good at all. How much value and importance is the nutrition side? And what are maybe a few just tips for people when it comes to nutrition from your experience?
Sure. Well, first of all, nutrition is huge. I mean, it is really hard to separate. You really cannot have a completely healthy lifestyle without that component. Yeah. And some folks try to exercise and outrun.
So they try to separate it out.
You almost try to, the saying is like you almost try to outrun your bad diet. You really can't do that.
Yeah. So, well, I think a lot of people I hear joking, they're saying, I work out just so I can eat this.
Right. Understandably.
That's not the right mindset though, right?
I'm taking that at times.
Yeah. I'm not going to come work out just so I can have Reese cups.
Right.
At least you're not supposed to.
But the nutrition, if we eat the foods that God has given us to eat, and that it's designed for our bodies, it functions so much better. Yeah. It literally is like the proper fuel that and energy that we need to get through every single day, much better. Yeah. And the difference is, I mean, it's literally, for me, it was night and day. Just the amount of energy from the time I got up to the time I go to bed. Just eating the proper things. Yeah. Now, if I notice if I eat something like sugary or something I really kind of off what I normally would eat, is I notice that energy kind of plunge. Sure. So I literally feel like I need the nutrition to fuel my body properly through the day. Right. And then it also makes me want to move more. Yep. So it ties in with my exercise. Yeah. And if I don't have that nutrition right, then I really don't feel like exercising. Yeah. So
it's kind of a vicious circle.
Right.
It's either a bad or good circle.
That's right.
So if you get in that bad circle of not eating well, so then you don't feel like doing anything, then you feel sluggish. That's right. And which is vice, like the Savage is the title. I mean, honestly, it's the reason of that. And so you're right. When you start eating better, you feel better, and you want to do things better. Yep. When it comes to nutrition, because I know you spend a lot of time with that, and you help a lot of people in nutrition. Mm-hmm. For people watching, what would be some free advice you'd give people to say, whatever you do, just avoid this when it comes to eating? Is there something that's high on your list that you say, whatever you do, just avoid this to start?
Well, I would, just overall with nutrition, I tend to say, first of all, is to take baby steps with it. Okay. So instead of thinking that you got to go completely all on a diet or all off, which tends to be the all or none kind of mindset that a lot of people take.
I'm going total vegan starting tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
And it's not going to be sustainable.
Is that realistic? And I don't, for me, it wasn't. For me, it was more about, okay, I want to stop soft drinks. So that was a huge first step for me. Instead of drinking a 2-liter Mountain Dew a day, I decided I was going to just go with water only. Yeah. And just making that one change alone and sustaining that was hugely beneficial for my body. Yeah. And then maybe the next step was, okay, now I want to take more sugar out of other foods. So changing it and eating more of the sweet stuff that God gave us, more fruit and things like that. Yep. And just starting to slowly work it one step at a time. Yeah. I find if you do it that way, it's a little bit easier to build into a complete lifestyle.
Absolutely. So for people watching who are starting off or restarting, what would be your advice to somebody just starting out? What advice would you give them when it comes just overall? We already kind of hit the nutrition side one step at a time. But what about the physical side? What would be some of the tricks, tools, tips that you would give somebody just starting out?
Well, I would say, first of all, just carve out some time for yourself. Okay. And feel okay with it.
Yeah, so value you. That's important. Yeah,
so
that's good.
If it's 30 minutes, whatever, but protect that time in your schedule. Do not let anything crowd that out. It can turn in, I love to listen to praise and worship music while I work out. Yeah. And so it turns into, just you can give God glory at any point, any time. And for me, it changed my whole workout experience. Right. So you can combine certain elements, I think, right? And we can honor God with our bodies and the process of doing it.
Absolutely.
So
it's good.
So I think just changing that perspective and changing the experience to where you have more pleasure in the experience, more so than pain in the experience.
So what you're also saying is do something you like to do.
Correct.
Right. So I love your first statement is basically put value on yourself. That's important. That's a great thing. And then do something you kind of like to do.
That's right.
So if you hate running, should you necessarily start with running?
Absolutely not.
No. I mean, you might need to eventually, but it might not be the first thing that you do. Yeah. All right. So when it comes to working out, we're here where you train, and what are some of the workouts you like to do? What are some of the ones that you can just maybe walk us through 2 or 3 that you love doing these kind of workouts?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I love circuit training. And,
okay. Well, explain what that is in case people don't know what it is.
Okay. So it's sometimes taking a number of exercises and going one from the next with very little rest in between.
Gotcha. It's almost setting up little stations.
That's right.
Okay.
So with this one, some of my favorite circuits, I should call them. The 300 workout was well known from the movie The 300. Where the actors supposedly more or less did this workout to get in great shape for the movie. So and they were pretty fit for that movie.
They were very fit.
So this was, but it was a pretty simple layout overall. But it was 25 pull-ups, 50 box jumps, 50 push-ups. 50 something called floor wipers. And then it was 50 clean and presses. And then I think you had 25 more pull-ups at the end. So it was more or less to see how quickly you can get through the volume of workout.
That's awesome.
Of that work. So there are there's another circuit I actually wrote down that might be easier to show on the paper. But
and we'll actually put that below. So if you're watching this video right now, look below and we'll show you the workout. But you want to walk us through it real quick or talk us through it real quick?
Yeah.
Just a couple of the highlights.
If it's okay, or if I grab it.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, I'll take your microphone. You can go grab it. I got 2 microphones. There you go. And for those of you watching, we'll put this down below.
So this one.
Oh, no.
Yes. So yes, it is. All right. Well, and I know
those are awesome, but
they're
we'll sit over there.
Awfully awesome, right? So they're called Turkish Get Ups, and I affectionately call them Turkish Delights. And YouTube it if you want to see the movement or whatever. There are plenty of videos out there.
They are an incredible workout. Yeah, Turkish Get Ups. Yep.
So 10 each side.
Yep.
This whole circuit is 5 rounds of this circuit. So it's 10 Turkish Get Ups, 10 Burpee Pullups.
Okay, so get down to a burpee, jump up to a pull-up.
To a pull-up bar.
Man.
10 one-arm push-ups with a man maker.
What's a man maker?
So a man maker is, I would probably have to demo just to show you, but maybe another one to YouTube.
Yeah.
But you essentially have dumbbells on the ground.
Okay.
You're doing a push-up and then a renegade row.
Okay.
Where you row the weights.
Yeah.
And then you jump up with the weights to a clean squat press.
I like it.
Okay.
So I like it.
It's a really whole full body movement. So then there's 20 kettlebell snatches, 15 wall ball tosses to a 10-foot mark, and then a quarter-mile sprint.
Whew.
So that
nice.
Circuit, really hit. There's very few muscle groups that.
Oh yeah, you're hitting everything.
Do not get hit on that one, and it'll get the cardio pumping too.
Yeah, and you do 5 rounds of those.
5 rounds.
So how much do you do? Any break between the 10 Turkish Get Ups, 10 pull-ups, burpee? Is it just boom, 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 boom?
As little as you need.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Is it's really difficult to complete that the first time with no rest.
Yeah.
But as you get more into it and maybe practice it a bit,
that's great.
You can certainly build it out where you bring those together a little bit more.
Yep. That's awesome. Well, Barry, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I love some of the stuff that you said. Just to recap, I love the valuing yourself and starting with some simple steps first and don't make the big changes and do something you love. And I love the workout. We'll put that below as well. And we appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
And thanks for doing it. And thanks for the way you help people.
Absolutely.
And it's got to feel good, right?
Absolutely.
There's got to be a sense that you just feel, when you go home, you feel accomplished.
It's
that you
very
just help
gratifying
people.
to see other people change.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, hopefully this is helping you change. Hopefully it's helping you take whatever step you need to take to get from wherever you are just to that next step. Right. So thanks again. And thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
All right.